Welcome to our third and final segment of the location of apps and resources through the use of an iPad. One of the things that I have learned throughout my experience in this program has been to be able to gather a lot of information and hold on to that information. Now, I have done my technology coordinator project at Dalton State College. As you can see, this is the page that I'm on. My tech coordinator is actually housed at Dalton State College, and he introduced me to some of the resources that they offer to the students at the college and some of the teachers in the community. So if you were actually able to go, and you can view this along with me, if you go to the website www.daltonstate.edu/etc, it'll bring you to the page that we are currently on. And here what it will do is it gives you a little brief history of the program, and then at the very bottom you can see where it says iPad/iPod resources. If you click on that, it takes you to a page that is just chock full of information about how to use iPads in the classroom. It gives you information on particular websites that you can use with iPads. If you're trying to search for specific apps or specific content area for an app, you can locate that. Finding some free apps here, and then websites for using the iPad in the classroom. Now, a lot of what you have seen throughout the course of this workshop is a lot of information that I found specifically from this website and from the information at Dalton State College. Now, what we're going to do real quick is we don't have time to go through and check every single one of these resources. Like I said, you can go through, and if you see anything that you like or is more relevant to your classroom than somebody else's, that's something that you can look at. But we'll take a look at a couple of these different resources together to kind of get a good look at what they have to offer. Now, you can see a couple of these are highlighted in green. What that means is that one of the tech coordinators at Dalton State has very recently been out to a school in the Northwest Georgia RESA area and has given a presentation about this specific topic. So it is very new and very relevant information. So let's click on iPads and Education, and it's going to take us to this particular website. Now, you can view a lot of information about iPads and Education for Dummies. They actually have a book out about that now. You can sign up and receive special alerts or emails about iPads and Education. And what this website also can do for you is if you submit to the contact number every day, you can actually have an app or a new app, what's called an app alert. And it will send you, it could either be a free or a paid app, but it will send you a link to one of the newest apps that has now become available. So you can have the option to check that app out for yourself, or it may not be an app that you're interested in, but it'll give you some app relevant information to you specifically. Now you can see down here they have some iPad app recommendations. They think these should be some apps that every iPad or iPhone should have. And you can kind of scroll down and see what people say about those apps, so on and so forth. But this was just one of the few websites that have been introduced. If you go back to the iPad and iPod resource webpage, you can look and see some other different types of apps that you might be looking for. We'll come down to this green one here where it says Teach with your iPad. And what this is actually going to pull up is a Wikispace page. And you can look over to the left and see in the column that they have all sorts of different apps specifically for grade level. It may not be in the reading, writing, language arts area. You can see that they do have special education apps. They have technology education, vocational education, art, foreign language. They have an app for just about everything. Now, what you'd have to do with this one, you have to come up and request to be a guest of this web page, and then you can have unlimited access to all these different apps for your iPad or for your iPod. But it's a great locator of source. You can see a QR code down here. You could probably scan the QR code and see what some of the limitless possibilities that you may have with that iPad or iPod. But we'll go back again to our original page at Dalton State, and we'll take a look at one more. And we'll look at .epub. Now, what .epub is is anytime that you are looking on a website, you're reading an article in an electronic paper, you might be reading an article on ESPN, so on or so forth. What .epub does is it actually gives you the capability of taking that article and creating a document for an electronic book, for an ebook, and it will actually go straight into your iBooks bookshelf. Now, what you actually have to do is you've got to, on your iPhone, save this as a bookmark, and then what you're going to do is you go in and you edit your bookmark. And when you edit your bookmark, there's going to be a very specific title that you have to copy and paste. And you've actually got to copy and paste that where you saved the location to your bookmark. And then what you would do after that is anytime you see an article on your iPad or iPhone that you would like to publish as a .epub, you would go to your bookmark, click .epub, and what it will do is right then and there, it will take all that information from that page and send it to your iBooks account. So if you would like a little more information about .epub, you can go straight to .epub.com and use that particular app. But it's a great feature to use if you don't want your students on particular websites, but you think this is a good article for them to use in the classroom. Excellent resource to use. You go back to that iBooks feature, and they just start reading from there. But it's a wonderful resource to use in the classroom.